She lost both of her sisters in the genocide.
So last night we got an official publication of the top 10 finalists for what I would see as the most prestigious award in the entire woke Reich, or as James Lindsay has coined, woke right. And that is this: the Anti-Semite of the Year Award 2025. Now, this year's list has stirred up a little bit of controversy. And by a little bit, I mean it's gone absolutely viral. And the reason is this: there is a face on here that most people would likely find controversial. Now, if you look at the top left, it's obviously can't be me. I mean, I've done everything I could to get the award. No, it turns out that it's not Circa Tarlson. And then, we could look at like Cynthia Nixon. I have no idea who that is. Actually, I have no idea who let me see. We just get out the way. I have no idea who about 50% of these people are. I know, both of the Young Turks, of course. Stu Peters, just got to know him as of recently. He is definitely a top contender for sure. Kayla Walt, again, most of these people I've never seen a day in my life, but a face that I do recognize 100% is this one right here. And that's what stirred up all the controversy. Why, oh, why would you have Miss Rachel, not my Miss Rachel? All she ever did was try to care for my baby. Yeah, it turns out that Miss Rachel has made it onto this list. Now, does this list actually mean anything? Yes, it does. Now, how much does it mean to each individual person? I don't know. Most people didn't even know this list existed. Even though we had, I believe it was Cuckoo Candace last year who won the very same award. I don't know how Tarlson was missed up to this point, but I'm pretty sure he might get it this year. But yeah, seeing a Miss Rachel up there is confusing for most people who are not up to speed on what she's been up to. And so that being the case, I wanted to go ahead and make a case for why Miss Rachel actually does deserve to be on this list. So without further ado, let's get into.
Hi friends, it's Miss Rachel. I have someone really special I want to introduce you to today.
Ooh.
Hello,
Jean has a really important message she wants to share with the world.
150.
No child should ever have food, water, or medical care blocked from them. No matter where they're born, has human rights.
Oh. Yeah, I definitely did not catch that part the first time around. No matter where they're born. Okay. So, Miss Rachel, the carer of all in need of care. She loves all the babies, except for, and not limited to, perhaps, I don't know, the Jewish babies. The Nigerian babies who are currently being slaughtered along with their parents, and some who are not are now parentless. Yeah, it turns out that when there's an actual genocide taking place, it's absolute crickets. Now, look, I'm not a heartless monster. At least I don't want to be one. I pray that I don't come off as that, but I can hold two thoughts simultaneously. On one side, I say it is a tragedy that any life is lost, let alone an innocent child, naive child, a child who had nothing to do with whatever conflict is currently ensuing. But we got to remember that these are the very same people who will quickly, easily, and swiftly take a life without even thinking. I mean, I'm talking about they will do it at scale en masse, maybe 60 to 70 million since 1970. Yeah, these are some of the same people who will vouch for that. But now all of a sudden it's about, the lives of the little ones. So, there's that part. But then there's also, if you care so much about those babies whose lives are being lost in the midst of war, that was initiated by Hamas, then you would look to Hamas as the perpetrator, because turns out if there was no Hamas who had infiltrated Israel and attacked innocent people, butchered and massacred 1,200 plus individuals, taking many captive, and most did not make it, including babies, then maybe there would not have been a war. But of course, when it comes to old Miss Rachel, all the babies matter so long as they are, well, so long as they are this.
Today, Lean and I are asking everyone to speak up for the children of Gaza. Leaders, parents, celebrities, teachers, anyone who cares about kids. When children's rights are taken away, adults must speak up. It's not a choice, it's a responsibility. Please.
When children's rights are taken away, Miss Rachel, will you do a segment, please, on abortion? Please. I beg of you. Can you do just one? You don't even, just one Nigerian baby. Just one. Can we just have one tribute to the Bibas kids? Infants?
Please listen to Lean, share Lean's message, tag people. Lean and I want to thank you.
You will love you.
Every child.
Now, we're going to get into that, because we indeed have got time today. Now, look, here's the thing. I'm not one who is intentionally looking to burst folks' bubbles. I'm not the guy to go and tell your kids that Santa doesn't exist. I believe that's your job as a parent. But I am the guy who cannot hold his tongue when I see something that's all the way off. I am that guy. And I start with myself. When I see things off with me, I call those things out as I can to somebody else. The issue I see here, or at least where it starts, is that first and foremost, there was no genocide of the quote unquote Palestinian people, the Gazans. Never happened. I did an entire hour-long segment with multiple receipts, but I'll break it down in this way for simple, just digestible points. There has never been a genuine genocide in history, a successful one, where you have a swelling or growth of the population. Now, I might be a little off on these numbers, but it turns out that the Palestinian birth rate is at 2.6, 2.7, while the Israeli birth rate is at 1.3, 1.4. There are 1.9 million Palestinians who have Israeli citizenship and are currently living in Israel freely. Less than 70,000 people, and this is according to even the Hamas propagandists, 69,000 people died during this war. That's what would have been done in the sequence of a couple of days, maybe stretched into a couple of months, in almost every other genocide. Whether you're looking at the Rwandan genocide or the Armenian genocide. So, turns out that there was no genocide. So that right there is what we would call a blood libel. It is a lie. And it is a dangerous lie that is being perpetuated by somebody who has direct access to infants. This woman is pushing propaganda to the most vulnerable of us. It's one thing when you got Circa Tarlson up there and you have a discerning, or at least an adult who is able to watch and hopefully think for themselves. But it's something entirely different when you've got a little child that is being told that there was a famine at the hands of the Jews and there was a genocide that was at the hands of the Jews when it never happened. Starvation, first and foremost, and this is something my boy Jules brought up. Shout out to Jules. We got into the Holocaust conversation recently. So when you look at many of these kids, including this little girl, I'm not trying to be inconsiderate. I'm not trying to be mean-spirited. I feel for every single child. Every single child deserves life. But this is not starvation, folks. Let me do this. Yes, I got time today, but I also got righteous indignation because I'm tired. I'm not tired to where I will stop, but I'm sick and tired of the lies. Look at this. Do you want to see something? Do you want to see emaciated? I don't even know if am I allowed to show this? Good Lord. Okay. Can I show? Okay. Let's just pray that they don't bring this down because of this. That's the most I can show you. You're going to have to rewind it and get back to that clip. That right there is a starving child. Not that right there. My boy Jules said, doesn't it intrigue you how these kids are so filled with energy? Like I remember, kid, we are eating the dirt. You don't see that. These children are emaciated. They are starved. They are nutritionally void. That's starvation. And the starvation that was taking place was at the hands of Hamas. 90% of food sent by Israel or America was intercepted by Hamas, who would take the food and sell it on the market for triple, quadruple, or whatever they could get for it in order to basically do what they had been doing prior, which is plotting on how to genocide the Jews. Now, I'm beyond the point of let's have a debate. Let's have a discussion. No. They're over here crying a river for Miss Rachel. No, Miss Rachel, you ain't off the leash. Now, tell me, why was it that you had this man on your program right in front of the kiddos, right? Tee-hee. Okay, fantastic. This guy happens to be a Hamas propagandist. He is a quote-unquote journalist. And many of y'all know exactly what that means when it comes to Hamas, a terror organization, a jihadist group, okay? That man right there. Y'all want to see some of the type of stuff that he states? Y'all want to see his belief systems, his ideology, his ethos? We're going to start with this one right here. Easy to digest. May God what? The Jews themselves? What is that? Y'all see that, right? It's not just me. That's him. Okay, fantastic. Now let's go ahead and read this long, drawn out script that he publicized on his own IG. FYI, nobody forced him into it. Now, this reads, who did not respond to Sinwar's call to go out and engage the enemy everywhere has no right to mourn him and boast about the manner of his death. If your love and loyalty were true, you would have followed the same path he followed, without any hypocrisy or comfortable lamentation to cover up your failure. Al-Sinwar did not want you to write a beautiful obituary or mention his exploits in written poetry. Oh, so you have folks. Sinwar was getting poetry written about him? The leader of a terror organization that butchered little infants. Okay. He wanted you in the field. Were you in the field? That's the type of individuals that Miss Rachel does not mind giving a platform to. Why is Miss Rachel on this list? All she ever did was just love the babies. She just loved the babies. Miss Rachel is becoming what I would consider a propagandist. Now, whether or not she is aware, perhaps she's ignorant. I don't know. I can only make assumptions. But what I do know is that she is still actively a propagandist. She's pushing lies. If she cared so much about the babies, then where are the other babies? Where? Maybe it's simply virtue signaling. Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just acceptance in their little bubble. Because I don't know about y'all, but when you start to get to these kinds of numbers, let me see here. Let me go directly to the U's of the tubes. When you start to get to these numbers here, boy, look at this. I did not do prep or nothing for any of this, as always, but look at this here. Look at this. Look at this. Miss Rachel, 295 million views. 1.7 billion views. Let's click on that and see some.
Hi, friends. I'm
18 million subscribers. 18 million subscribers. Let's see. Videos, most popular. 1.7, 836 million, 500 million, 480. Well, safe to say that this lady here is, she's no nobody. Okay? She's no nobody. At least in the world of toddler, she's basically she's the Michael Jackson. Okay, might be a terrible person to use. Okay, she is the Beyonce of toddlers. She is a mega celebrity. She's the most famous person in most toddlers' lives. She has direct access to the parents because they're the ones who are showing their kids this stuff and the kids. And her message becoming politicized, especially when that politicization is off, especially when it is a lie. I was going to say misled or misinformation, but let's just call it what it is, based on a lie. Look at these children suffering. Miss Rachel, why are the children suffering in Gaza? Well, it's because Hamas. It's because jihad. Maybe it's because, I don't know. And mind you, I've never watched any of her content, so I'm guessing this is how it goes. This is how it goes in my head. Let's think about, I'm getting like Blue's Clues in my head for some reason. Let's think about it. I know. It's because the Jews. How did you? What calculus did you do to get to that conclusion, Miss Rachel? How did you get there? That's my question. But, yeah. While I chew on that one, let's go ahead and continue.
I am wearing this beautiful dress that has art from kids in Gaza, and these kids are just amazing. They're so thoughtful and so brilliant. And I know all their names and stories, Luna and Ahmed, Rama, Rana. I'm so proud of you. I'm so honored to wear.
How long did it take her to memorize them names? And I want to know the names of the ones in the back. Who did the one in the back?
Your artwork. Rana made this beautiful drawing. She lost both of her sisters in the genocide. She lost her 9-month-old sister, Haya.
To anybody who wants to feel some type of way about anything I'm saying right now, did she just not use the word genocide? I got to talk to you specifically, or maybe it's your cousin or somebody in your family that you're showing this to who just, they can't get it through their head. If Israel wanted to genocide anybody with the level of sophisticated artillery that is at their disposal right now, these are folks who have an iron dome covering them, where missiles hit and they miss. It's an invisible force field. If they wanted to eradicate how many Palestinians are there? How many are in existence? 14.3 million. 14.3 million. How many of them live in the Gaza? Have you been there? Approximately 2.4 million, including some 1.6 million quote unquote Palestinian refugees. Oh, colonial powers. No, they were exiled out of their countries of origin. there is a massive border between them and Egypt because there's something Egypt knows about some of these people. There's something that everybody knows about these people around them, Jordanians, Lebanese, Emiratis, etc. They'll use them, right? As they'll use a multitude of other terror organizations. But would they really have them in their own backyard? Nah. But it's for the babies. Yeah, if it's for the babies, let's be honest. Let's be real. Why are the babies in harm's way? When 1920s, 1930s, 1940s Germany, okay, let's be fair, 1930s, mid-1930s to 1940s Germany, every baby that died in the midst of that, in war, was because of Adolf Hitler. The poor German babies who died in World War II died because Hitler. The poor babies who died in Gaza died because Hamas. The instigator, the perpetrator, the violator. I have no more rhyming words with that, but you catch where I'm throwing. The person responsible is the one who started it. Now, it just so happens that they poked a bear and they themselves were a rabbit. And yes, they did turn some of that land into a parking lot. Some. If that was President Trump, for example, and we had that level of an attack on our soil, and we knew exactly who did it, they would be out of business by yesterday. They would be. Do you know how much less so many have done and how much more is being done? We had two of our National Guards. Well, one was assassinated. Rest in peace to Sarah. And one has been spared by the grace of God. Sarah's with the Lord now. And, Andrew is still here with us. DJT is ready to shut down the whole entire operation for third world nations. He shut it down already for Afghanis. And I feel bad for, some of my good folks out there in Afghanistan. Those who are not terrorizers, hold the same values as us. If you are, I don't know, you're just maybe not whatever those guys or that guy is, and the 30,000 that was shipped into here. Yeah, I would say it sucks, but here are the consequences. Now imagine 1,200, no, scratch that. Israel has a population around 9 million, I believe, right? Population of Israel is, 10 million, 10.148. Let's just go with 10. 10 million Israeli citizens. Doing real life math right now. It's going to butcher this, but there's 350 million Americans. 342. Let's just go with 300 million Americans, okay, for the sake of the math. 10 million. So, let me get my little calculator. 300 divided by 10. So that'll be 30 times the population. And that's a very stripped down. This is more than generous. Times 1,200. I really want to put this into 36,000. Now imagine if we had an invasion of America where 36,000 infants, teenagers, grandmas and grandpas, mothers and fathers, pregnant and nursing, were massacred by jihadists in a single fell swoop. And 1,000 plus others were held captive, just to put into respect of this 36,000 number. 36,000 Americans affected by anything. We had 2 Americans and we're ready to shut the whole entire immigration system down. 36,000? How many? Let me see. Pearl Harbor. How many? How many? Total deaths. Attack on Pearl Harbor was 2,400. And what happened to Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Not that I'm saying not that I'm saying that it was the moral thing to do, but look what happened. There was not one nuke dropped. There was text messages being sent out to these folks before there was going to be an attack so they could get out the way. When did you hear about a war like that? Them letting hey, just so you know, we're about to be in this place at this time on these specific dates. Make sure that civilians are out the way. And you got these barbaric people who would use their own babies because they raise their babies as martyrs. Come on, bruh. No.
Her arms in an airstrike. Her older sister was killed the next month. I want to end with her words because they're more important than mine. Rana wanted to say, I want to tell the world that my sisters are not numbers. They are moons. They are like the stars. They shine and sparkle.
What is this? I'm sorry, folks. Is this what y'all babies are watching? Talking about some moons and stars and sparkle? Does this? That's it? She probably got paid a bag for that too, huh? That's it. Okay, yeah, I can't show too. So that baby right there, she posted. I can only show a little bit. That baby she posted, and I believe she had to take the post down because it turns out that it wasn't even an actual starved kid. Turns out that this was a child who had a pre-existing condition. And she posted this piece of propaganda without doing the due diligence. Now, maybe, just maybe, it was an accident. It was a mistake. She didn't look into the story. We all make mistakes. I get it, Rachel. However, no apology tour. Did we get a re-education? Did you look any deeper into what actually was taking place and likely still is taking place? Try a ceasefire with a terror organization. Try that. Now, I came across this video this morning and it reminded me of that little moment that she had with the alleged starved child who actually turns out was suffering from some sort of autoimmune disease. This is the video. And I saw a clip of it. And the reason I bring it up is because it was on one of Miss Rachel's fan pages. I'm sure she doesn't control it, but look, they showed us this. Oh, no, they didn't show it. They showed us this. So look, here's a little baby boy on the side who was freezing, even though it's 70 some degrees over there right now. I don't know if it is. You let me know. But look at this. So that was a video and it stopped right there. Oh, look at that poor little baby. Look at him. He's freezing. He's freezing. Papa, can't you give him a jacket maybe? Oh, he's freezing. Wait for it. Look at that. Unbelievable. Bruh couldn't even hold long enough for the whole video. They are getting sloppy. Look at this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yep. And cut. You got to be kidding me. Nah, I got all the smoke today. I'm sorry. So, okay, this last video I came across this morning and I was looking for a home for it because it's just so good. And so I just want y'all to watch this.
Why aren't you there? They didn't call you?
No, as soon as they call me, I'll be there.
And I hope you get to go there.
I will.
But you don't have any post-traumatic.
Let me run that back. Thank you, guys. I would.
I am part of the IDF.
Why aren't you there?
Yet.
They didn't call you.
No, as soon as they call me, I'll be.
Okay, and I hope you get to go there.
I will.
But you don't have any post-traumatic like memories from all the wrongs that you've done?
I would have.
Yes, from all the people you've killed? Have you killed people?
Yes,
You've killed people.
we constantly, all the Jews people. Did you ever see?
Got you.
Hang out in any Jewish neighborhood.
Got you. So why are you so proud of killing the Palestinian people?
No, we're not killing the Palestinians. We kill everybody. We kill Christians.
You guys killed prophets as well too in the past.
We kill everybody.
So aren't we gonna change that?
No,
Shouldn't we be changing?
we're not. No, we like to kill people. We have blood on our hands.
I love that moment. Tell you why. Because I don't know if y'all watched the movie 8 Mile, the Eminem movie. If you haven't, you don't need to. Let me waste your time at this point, just being honest. But in that movie, there's a part in the end, or is in the end, he's having this final rap battle, and he basically uses his opportunity to diss himself in every which way. So the guy who is in opposition to him, it has nothing left. He has no armor. It's kind of like me saying, hey, I'm 7K Club, right? And shout out to that. I got a couple special things coming out for y'all, 7K Club. Yeah, I'm part of the 7K Club. I am Mossad. Okay, sure. I'm Mossad now. Yeah, BB's paying me directly, into my bank account. Now, of course, maybe it's just the cheapness of, certain people, but, I'm not going to say who, but I've not received a dime, not a shecklet. But I'll wear it. Okay, cool. Call me what you're going to call me. Sometimes we simply have to wear it, and then it wears out, and then it's played out, as opposed to running from it. And that's what that man did right there. That's why I played the sarcastic game. Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, it was a massive genocide. It was a massive genocide, right? I mean, did you there was, I put one time, I said, I heard there was 76 trillion babies that were massacred by the Jews in that genocide. I mean, 70 trillion. And somebody actually liked it unironically. Oh my goodness, was it that? Sometimes you just got to play it. Sometimes you just got to go along with it and essentially troll them or troll them back. Don't let them get the best of you. God is still in control at the end of the day. When it's all said and done, God has not given up on his people. In the same way, he will never break his covenant with those that believe in him. He is never going to break the covenant that was made with Israel. He's never going to break the promise made with the Jewish people. I realize why a lot of these folks don't actually read the Bible, because if they did, it would slap them in the face on a daily basis about Jews and 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 Israel and Israel and Israel and Israel from beginning to end. I am in the book of Isaiah, the prophet. How many? I'm in the 55th chapter right now. It is literally every other chapter is, and I will restore, and I will restore, and I will restore. Even though you may have turned from me, you turn from me, I will restore. Because this is an example of what God does with all of us. He continues to renew his mercies time and time again because he's made a covenant. Yes, you need to believe on Jesus Christ. And I'm not going to be apologetic about that. Your belief in Christ is what's going to give salvation because he is the truth, the way, and the life. He is. But when it comes to the promises that are made with the Jewish people, if you're sick and tired of it, who's been able to do it? A tiny little nation that they say is so insignificant can't hold itself up, and yet none of them can take them out. Why is that? A people who are supposed to be massacred in full because there wasn't many of them to begin with. And yet the little mustache man still failed. Oh, they only existed since 1948. Well, that's some existence because even though they were scattered across the entire planet, they were kicked out of 110 countries. That's a lie. Maybe you could do a Google search. Maybe in the same apps that you use to fabricate, you could use to actually find the reality. Maybe. But even throughout the exile that was spoken of over and over again through prophecy, over and over again, I will bring my people back to their homeland, period. Why? Because I'm sovereign and I'm going to show all mankind who I am through them. Whether it is having to save them and redeem them, it is continuous back. but the covenant is never broken. If that makes you upset, if you hate the Christian Zionists because, well, guess what? I'm going to put that on my forehead. No, I'm standing on it. Christian Zionist. I believe in the existence of a Jewish state for the Jewish people. Why? Because God said so. Why? Because he's sovereign. In the same way, nobody can ask him nothing about why it was Jesus. Why did God have to make himself flesh, be manifest, to die for our sins, blood shed for us, rose on the third day? Why did it have to be that exactly? Because God knows better than us. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I've been up for hours, I've been up for days, staring at the ceiling, I've been counting strays, I've been in my feelings, I've been out of mind, I've been getting visions of the other kind, I've been up for weeks, I'm in the count of blessings over count of sheep, I can never be the type to limit when it comes to me, I used to be the pleaser for the people.